Hi everyone, and welcome to our first podcast. I'm Emmy.
Bitch is taking my name now.
I didn't even do that on purpose. My name is Abby.
I'm Emmy. Don't forget it. They won't. How could they?
The one who has the crackly voice is Emmy.
The one who is a teacher voice that yells at kids all day, not because they're bad, I have an awesome class, but because I think they can't hear me because I teach virtually. So I'm like yelling at the computer screen. I'm like, you're like a grandma. Sorry.
You should not be yelling at the computer screen.
No, like, you know how grandparents, like,
No, I know, but
they yell into the phone and you're like, Grandma, I'm right here. And they're like, oh.
Yeah.
Even my parents do that. I'm like, Mom, I'm right here.
Anyway, so to clarify, I'm Abby.
I'm Emmy.
And we're just going to let this roll because we're just having fun here. We actually have a second microphone coming, but right now we're working with one. We have like a whole banner thing coming.
Yes, if you're watching us on YouTube and you're seeing our beautiful faces, we will have a banner next week, but not now. First podcast. We're still getting everything together, but we're super excited. We didn't want to wait.
We did not want to wait. We just wanted to put one out, and I had so many interesting talking points that I really wanted to talk about that I feel like is a timely thing to put out.
Right. We didn't want to wait. We wanted to talk about stuff.
But you guys will probably be able to hear our lovely voices in a lot better quality by the next podcast. Mm-hmm. So just stick with us. We're getting boom stands. We're getting covers. Because I went through speech therapy for 5 years, but I still have a lot of sounds, and that's what kind of pops in the microphone.
Oh, really? I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, in elementary school for like 3 or 4 years. You should have heard me. I said my oars, like oars. Like it was like a really weird, I think I have like a voice memo that I was sent a while ago of me reading a book when I was like 10. And it was so funny to like hear myself because I sounded so different. It was the speech therapy like changed completely.
That's crazy.
How I talked.
That's really crazy.
Anyway, so I think Emmy has introduced herself a little bit. She's a teacher. I'm a full-time college student, and I also work part-time. I eventually want to work in some kind of realm of business psychology. I have no clue yet. I still have so many years of school because I ultimately want to get a graduate degree. But I feel like a little burnt out lately. I feel like everybody is. Like, I'm getting so tired of my classes, and I'm taking
that you literally just started.
I know. We're only in the 4th week, but I feel like I actually, like the past 2 years of school, I actually enjoyed learning.
Maybe it's because you didn't take this many credits all at once.
No, I didn't. Like, I feel like I'm not actually absorbing the material.
Yeah, because you're trying to get your things done and you're trying to get through your to-do list.
Exactly. And I don't actually enjoy any of the classes I'm in this semester.
So why don't you do it differently next semester?
Yeah.
Great. Love that for us.
No, of course. Of course. That's like the logical thing. Like, I also, I just think I took a lot of crappy classes at once too. Like, I took business law, I took cognitive psychology, which is like one of the worst, well, not one of the worst subject areas, but one of the hardest notoriously, because I'm learning about, the chemical makeup of the brain.
Sounds hard.
It is hard. So I'm a college student. I'm 20 years old. Emmy is now officially, as of last month, past the midpoint of her 20s.
I am.
Which
crazy.
is exciting.
26, baby. Just got my insurance card in the mail today. I did. I sent a picture to my mom and dad. I said, it's official, period. I'm an adult, period.
I feel like that is like nowadays the official turning point as an adult. I don't feel like an adult yet. Like, people in the early 20s do not feel like adults.
Yeah, but when you're in your early 20s, you totally think you are.
You think you are, but you're not.
Yeah.
You do not have your shit together.
Yeah, I remember I was like, oh my God, I'm an adult now. I'm over 18. Like, I have so many new things coming. It's college and then graduating college and then like finding an apartment and like leases and just like a lot of things like all at once.
Yeah.
But then 26 hits you and you're like, fudge.
Shit.
Yeah.
I have to actually get my stuff together. You guys will notice Emmy does not curse as much as I do because she has to get in the groove of not cursing in front of kids, but I have a potty mouth?
No, I literally have a potty mouth too, but I'm really good about turning it on and off.
You are.
Like, my mother literally tells me I'm trailer trash.
Which is something a mother shouldn't tell you.
Well,
but
it's out there, and she'll admit to it.
But I don't think, because I think I curse more than you, and I think you curse not in a way that I notice that much, that I'm like, ooh, that's offensive. Like, you curse very elegantly, as much as somebody can curse elegantly.
I don't even think that just made sense, but whatever.
Okay, so anything else that you want to introduce yourself with? I just want people to kind of get it.
People need to know that we have dogs because we're obsessed with dogs.
Yeah, you might hear squeaks or barks in the background. We each have a dog. I have a mini poodle. She's almost 2.
And I have a mini golden doodle. She's 1. And she's literally, if you're watching our YouTube channel, she's literally just sat down next to me. Yeah,
this is like a perk for you guys to tune into actual YouTube video, because you will see an appearance from our dogs.
Oh, we didn't tell them their names.
Oh yeah, my dog's name is Willa.
And my dog's name is Gigi. I can't believe she's doing this right now. Look at her.
It's so freaking cute. She's just laying down next to Emmy, and Emmy's just scratching her. Mm-hmm. I love it.
All right, what is the juice? What's the tea? What are the topics?
Lots of tea and juice today. So I wanted to start off, obviously you guys can skip around to different parts if you want to listen to different stories.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's backtrack for a minute.
Yeah.
Should we tell them, like, how this came to be? Or, like, anything? Or should we just get right into it? I don't know.
I think we should just get right into it. We can have, like, a whole
podcast like, about that.
To that.
Yeah, okay. Good. Okay, cool. So keep going.
Yeah. So the first story I'm going to talk about is the new Texas abortion law. Just as, like, a heads up, like, and Emmy and I are both, we're not legal experts. We're not talking about the points of the law. I did my research on it, so I do know, I've educated myself as much as I can, but mainly we're just going to be talking about our opinions and presenting facts that I found in my research. So don't take our word with too much salt, but we just want to talk about this because it's so important, and it is affecting a lot of people, including people that I know. I know people that live in Texas. So, so the new Texas abortion law, it came into effect on the 1st of September, and this is when the Supreme Court decided by a 5-4 decision that they were not going to take action against the new legislation. So essentially, if you guys don't know what the Texas law is, it bans abortion as soon as cardiac activity is detectable by the doctor. So that is usually around 6 weeks, which honestly is before a lot of people know that they actually are pregnant. I wanted to look up the timing of pregnancy awareness, and I did find an interesting study from Amy Branham and Catherine Ahrens, I believe, in the Maternal and Child Health Journal. So essentially, gestational age at time of pregnancy awareness was about 5.5 weeks. And that the prevalence of late pregnancy awareness is 23%.
So you're saying that 23% of women
fall outside of that 5.5 week range, 23%. And this is...
Wait, so you're saying, let's just round it to 20, because I've had a long day. Like, just so I can get perspective in.
Yeah.
You're saying that 80% of women do not know...
No. I'm saying that the average age of the child at the time that you become aware that you're pregnant is 5.5 weeks.
I know, but why did you say 23%?
23% is the prevalence of late pregnancy awareness. So anything that's later than 5.5 weeks. 23% of women in their study found out they were pregnant beyond that 5.5 week threshold.
Okay, so more people found out.
23%.
No, you're saying 20.
You can tell Emmy's not scientific. So no,
you're saying 23% of people found out they were pregnant at 5.5
after
weeks.
After 5.5 weeks.
Okay, yes, that's what okay, yes. I
The
got that.
average was 5.5 weeks, which, to be clear, around 6 weeks is the time that the heartbeat can be detected. But if I found out I was pregnant, say 5.5 weeks, like the average, and I only had 2 to 3 days to decide that I wanted to get an abortion or not, or even say 24 hours, that is like not a decision that I feel like I could easily make within a few
Oh God,
days.
no.
So if the average time you find out is 5.5 weeks, that is like not nearly enough time. And to be clear, this is a small study, and the prevalence was 23% that women found out. Also to note, late pregnancy awareness was more prevalent among Hispanic women. So I also found that super interesting. And the reality is that nearly half of all pregnancies that are unintended, nearly half of all pregnancies that occur are like unintended.
Well, first of all, can we backtrack for a second?
Yeah.
Nobody, whether there's a law or not a law, should be on a time limit
To decide.
of when they should decide.
100%. I agree with you.
That's
100%.
like so crazy.
It is. It's insane. I think, I am trying to kind of argue to the point that, like, even if they wanted a ban to be in effect, like 6 weeks is such a short amount of time. It is disgustingly short that it handicaps a lot of women in the fact that, my point is, it's way too early. Most people do not know, especially with unintended pregnancies. They do not know that they're pregnant.
Yeah, and also I have something else to bring up that I
Yeah, of
just
course.
remembered.
Yeah.
And you don't even know this. And I might have to ask Ryan permission if I can even say this on our podcast. But
Ryan's her boyfriend, by the way.
yes, Ryan is my boyfriend. You'll hear so much about him. Abby's single, ready to mingle. Hit her up. So Ryan and I have actually multiple times, not even recently, like we've been dating for a little over 2 years.
Yeah.
I would say like not even in the past 6 months have we brought this up. Like these were early conversations for us.
Yeah.
He would ask me if we were pregnant and we had those tests done that talk about the baby's like health, abilities.
They had different,
like
not diseases, but different
like genes,
childhood defects.
yes,
stuff
like those things.
gene issues,
Genes,
stuff like
like
that.
all that. Yeah, you could get all that tested now, which is super cool with technology and like the privilege to do that. And like I think that is cool.
What is it called?
No, not in vitro.
Not uterine testing. Like they go through.
Yes,
test.
they go through everything, all the possibilities.
Yeah.
He said, "Would you keep the baby?" And I said, "Absolutely." Like, why? And I think this is very teachery of me because I'm like, every child can learn, every child has an opportunity, every child has a story, blah, 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 blah. And so, like, for me, instinctively, I was like, yeah, 100% I would have the child no matter what. And Ryan was very much like, it's not fair to us, it's not fair to the child, like, do you really want...
Yeah, and what if, like, they're not expected to live past a year or 2 years?
Okay, so we did talk about that one situation.
Yeah.
And I did kind of agree that, like, if we got multiple opinions and the child was, like, it was almost positive.
Had a low level of survivability.
Yes, then that would be different because I don't know if I could go through that, like, actually meeting the child and having them. Yeah. So that was a little bit different. But as far as, like, I don't know, like...
autism or...
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was really specifically thinking of one...
Yeah, I'm just giving an example. Like
right, because Ryan's also not like that. Like, Ryan, like, has done so many things for the community and for organizations and has, like, you know, like, has gone to the hospital with me for my charity and, like, has interacted with, you know, kids of all sorts of ages, sizes, like...
But it is an important conversation to have because you should be on the right track because couples who do get in those situations and aren't,
right. So circling back to my point.
Yeah,
circling back to my point. You can't even do those tests until way after 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So parents who are ready to have a kid, who have been dreaming and waiting for this moment, who are financially stable, all of the right T's are crossed and I's are dotted. Sometimes you just need that option.
You need that, which this law does not give you.
I know, which is crazy.
If you find out at 20 weeks or so that, like, you know, there is a genetic defect or something that, I'm sure there's a better word for it.
Yeah, defect. Let's stay away from defect.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's like.
I don't know. We need to look up our terminology.
Yeah, I don't know that much about genetic problem or issues in the womb. I don't know much. I have never been pregnant.
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, I will stay away from the word defect. Like if you find out that there is something going on, that the survival rate is very low, and you make the choice with your significant other, or if you're a single mom by yourself, to terminate the pregnancy, you wouldn't have that option.
Exactly.
Or even if they said, 100% your child would not survive out of the womb. Outside of the womb. You still couldn't abort.
I know.
You would have to carry it to full term.
Do you think a lot of people are going to start crossing the border, like when they?
Oh yes, they've already. Like Oklahoma City has already said that 60% plus of their patients in the recent 2 weeks have been Texans.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Like people who already know that they need abortions.
Yeah, because. There's like the clinics, in Texas, they have to abide by the law. So people are traveling to Oklahoma City for their abortions. Who can, mind you, like that would be a far drive. Texas is a huge place.
Right. What if you're on the other side?
If you're, on the south.
Well, I'm sure you'd go somewhere else.
We'll say you're all the way at the tip of the south. Like
right.
That would be hours to drive and say, you're young, you can't do that. So it's not like a good option, but yeah, they said that.
Also, think about all those healthcare workers. I mean, I'm sure some of them have the same views, but like, what if you don't? And now you work in a healthcare facility and everyone's basically just like...
That's having so many abortions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the rate of abortions went down.
Oh my God. What about places? What about the doctors and the nurses and everyone who was funded and had a job? They don't have jobs anymore.
No, I don't. I think places that do abortions are not specifically abortion clinics. They do other women's health related things.
Okay. So they still have jobs.
So I don't think a bunch of doctors and nurses are out of work during a pandemic specifically.
Okay.
But I did read also that I think the average in Texas per clinic, like some clinics were doing about 12 abortions a day.
Wow.
Are now down to 50 in the last 10 days. So
wait, why? You can't do it in Texas.
If it's pre 6 weeks, you can.
Oh.
So people who are finding out. So
people are probably buying more pregnancy tests.
I'm sure they are.
The pregnancy tests.
I'm sure condoms are also being bought up.
Yes, the pregnancy test market has gone up. It's
great for Clear Blue and Trojan.
Literally.
Great for that.
Literally, because people are probably now on it and scared shitless.
Yeah.
That they need to find out and know.
But it's also like, the Republicans that passed this bill don't give a lot of like options for birth controls. Like they also are for closing down Planned Parenthoods, which give, free birth control and access to other birth control means.
Right.
It's like they want to take away so many of our options.
Right.
So it's just insane.
The whole thing is a beluga whale. It's just a hubba beluga or just a it's a have you ever seen Riverdale? It's a have you seen it?
I've seen some of it.
It's a jingle jangle.
It's a jingle jangle.
It's a jingle jangle.
Oh my God. Okay, so also this is what I found. Honestly, the whole thing is insane, but this is what I found freaking craziest part of it?
Tell me.
This law also allows private citizens to sue abortion providers and anyone else who helps a woman obtain an abortion, including those who give a woman a ride to a clinic or provide financial assistance to obtain an abortion.
But where are they driving to a clinic?
Like, say, like an Uber driver who drives somebody over the border, or say a family member helps somebody drive somebody like to an illegal.
So you literally can't have your mom drive you across the border.
Well, I'm thinking too, like, well, I don't know if it's across the border. I don't want to misspeak, but I'm thinking too, like, I'm sure that there are abortions going on behind the scenes.
Dear God.
There's always going to be a part of that when you illegalize something. Like during the Prohibition, there was always underground, what is it called? Bars, underground bars.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that there are underground abortion clinics going on. Anybody that helps drive you there, helps pay for it, helps anything like with you, provides any support for you.
That's just sick.
Can be sued. And those private citizens who report those people can get up to $10,000.
That's disgusting.
So it's basically because, and I read something, because that we still have Roe v. Wade in effect, I believe that it's not like, I read something about like, the reason it's like this is because it can't be enforced by state law men, like state police officers. So technically they need private citizens to enforce it.
Yeah. Well, you know what's scary too? If this is the first state, who's going to be next?
Exactly. I think that that's the thing now, because I remember like there was a Georgia law that didn't get passed like 1 or 2 years ago about the same exact thing. And because it was passed in Texas, it's going to be so much easier to pass in Georgia.
Sick.
I think a lot of the red states will be pushing for this, especially with a majority of Republicans in Supreme Court seats. It's a lot easier because, like we said, there's 5 out of 4 majority that, did not take action on it and did not say it was unconstitutional.
Yeah, okay. Can we wrap this up? I'm getting sick to my stomach. Like, new topic? Do we have anything else
I do want to finish off with the opinion of the dissenting opinion from
yes, love that.
Supreme Court Chief Justice Sonia Sotomayor.
We love a girl.
Love her.
We love a woman.
She wrote that the Texas legislature circumvented the Constitution by enlisting private citizens to enforce a law that the state constitutionally could not, and that the majority of the court opted to bury their heads in the sand and let it happen. And I think rather than I think that
Are you saying they didn't fight?
I'm saying that like
they didn't fight for what's right. They just let it go.
Yeah, I think that they were
They knew it was a losing battle.
No, I think that the 5 out of 4 majority of the Republicans, they didn't like the Republicans. They voted along party lines. They voted with the Republicans.
Oh, you're saying that.
There's 5.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They buried their heads in the sand. They didn't do anything because it was right. They didn't,
in 2nd grade, we would call that not showing wisdom. That's our moral focus this month. Wisdom. Think about what is right always.
True. I think they were more thinking about, what their beliefs are. And it shouldn't be based off beliefs. It should be based off constitutionality. And like you said, what is truly right for each person.
Yeah.
So to finish it off, Roe v. Wade, as I said, is still legally the law of the land. And this small decision did not overturn anything federally. But as you had brought up, experts say that this decision does lend to a stronger possibility of the decision being overturned by forthcoming review. And it could easily make it more, easy to pass in other states.
This is just ridiculous. I'm over this topic. It's making me sick.
I could talk about it all day.
I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Okay, we'll move on to a lighter story. Oh,
yes, let's do a lighter story.
To a lighter story. But yeah, to be clear, I I think it's terrible.
I think it's terrible.
I think it's disgusting what they're doing.
Same.
I do want to mention before we close off that I know you had mentioned you had that conversation with your boyfriend. My ex was the first one that I ever, got serious with in that way.
Right.
And before anything ever happened, and I do this in the future now.
You mean sexually, before anything happens?
Physically, yeah.
Yeah, physically, sorry.
No, it's actually fine. I like sat down and we had this deep conversation about what we would do if I did happen to get pregnant, which was important to me that I did have that conversation with them. And I know that Emily is very much for herself not to ever get an abortion, but I am somebody that if it's the wrong time, I'm not somebody that ever sees myself getting biologically pregnant. I would heavily consider an abortion. And if I was not able to do that, that would significantly change my life, my mental state, a lot of factors for me. So, it's something that really hits home because I could see myself one day going through something like that, and that's scary.
Right. Well, it's scary to think of if
people that are
place.
Yeah, the people that are going through that. I can't even imagine.
And they don't have a say.
Yes. Okay. We'll close that out. If you guys have any opinions on this, please go to our YouTube channel, leave a comment. I'd love to hear your takes on this. Even if it is the opposite take, it's always great to get a roundabout view of things, unless you're just very mean.
Don't be mean, but
be logical about it. Why do you logically support this?
We believe in everybody having a right to their opinion.
Circling
back to if girls need to get an abortion, they should
right
have
to choose.
To choose.
Everybody should have a right to choose.
Yeah.
Even if Emily decides she never wants to have one for herself, she still believes that I should have a right to have one for myself.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
It's every single person's choice.
Yeah, I think everybody should have a choice.
You're taking somebody's vital rights away.
I can't believe white, old, nasty men are deciding what a woman is doing with their body. Yeah.
Guys,
with their body.
People who never have to risk getting pregnant are deciding about that kind of thing.
Totally. Okay, well, leave your comment.
We've lamented a little bit too long on this.
Leave your comment.
Let us
whether
know.
It's our view or another view, but be nice. Be respectful. That's all I ask.
And always be respectful because you're more likely to be heard if you're respectful. Honestly.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I would totally listen to somebody's other side, even if I don't agree with it, if they're using a respectful
discussion versus yelling and screaming.
Or saying, 100%. Okay, for real.
Okay. I have a really, really fun story for you. And I talked about the talking points with you earlier, and you had no idea about this, but this kind of cracked me up.
Wait, no, tell them why I didn't look at the talking points.
Because Emily, she gets really depressed by news in general. So she just chooses to opt out. She doesn't watch the news. She doesn't read the news. She just goes about her merry old life. And
I do, and my dad hates me for it. My dad literally hates me for it. He thinks it's wrong. He thinks I'm doing myself a disservice. He thinks it makes me look like he didn't say the word stupid, but that idea, and I just can't do it. I cannot do it. I cannot physically sit down and watch the news and listen about all of the bad, horrible things that are going on. I cannot do it.
I think it's hard because when you do tune into the news nowadays, it is people dying.
It's constant.
Crappy things happening in the world, things you can't control, and it sucks. It kind of makes you depressed. I feel almost on both sides because I understand why you don't do it, and I understand that it affects your mental health and everything like that. But I also am for being an educated citizen, especially when it comes to politics times. You can be more easily swayed if you just do whatever your brother tells you or your parents or your boyfriend.
No, sure. I wish there was just something that just told you the straight up facts and was not biased.
I don't think there's any.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Why can't they just go somewhere and be oh, what's going on? This situation? Here are the facts. I don't want to hear the pros. I don't want to hear the cons. I don't want to hear this side. I don't want to hear that side. I want to know what exactly is going on and then make my own decisions about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons why I chose to do this podcast with you, because if anything, it's going to just keep me aware with topics and, do I think...
educate you.
Yeah, and do I think my dad's right a little bit about how I look uneducated? Yes. But like, baby steps. Here's a baby step. I'm doing this podcast with you. You're going to introduce me to some topics.
I think there's a way for you to get educated without getting depressed, but it's like, it's just all about like,
it's just
finding the right sources and material. And it's definitely also, I'm pretty desensitized at this point. Like, at this point, like, I could probably read anything and like not, you know,
see, I can't do that.
Be affected. But it's sad. At that point, it's like, how am I 20 years old and so desensitized to what is going on in the world? That is kind of like crazy. That I could live my life like that. It's like,
it is. But you know what? I'm here. I'm gonna learn some things, and
hopefully all you guys will learn something.
Yeah, of course. And well, duh. And we both really wanted to do this because like you are really into this stuff, and you have a totally different perspective than me.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm kind of like I mean, I'm not saying teachers don't educate themselves. Trust me.
Yeah.
Teachers educate themselves. I am just that 1% who does not. I don't even want to say it because I don't want people to think I'm like I'm literally creating what's it called when you group somebody into when you like say, oh, those are the mean girls, oh, those are the jocks, oh, those are the, what, I'm missing that word in my brain right now.
I can't.
Oh my gosh, what
flash
is it?
Types, niche.
No, not a niche.
No, not a niche. The girl.
Stereotyping.
Stereotyping.
I'm literally stereotyping myself into that group of girls, and I'm not saying this is everyone. I'm just being completely honest about myself. I am the like very, God, this is gonna sound so bad. Should I say it?
What?
Like, I'm just a very like I'm in my own world, very happy-go-lucky, jolly, teacher, girly things, ditzy, Pinterest, Starbucks.
And you want to stay in that lane. Is that what you're saying? Is you want to stay in
Yeah,
that
but I'm not like degrading myself. Like, I did get an education. I am very smart. I am proud of who I am. I do awesome things. It's just that in this particular sense, I think it's cool to get your perspective and my perspective.
There's 100% different types of intelligences because you are super smart at what you do. And I feel like I couldn't do what you do.
Yeah.
I'm not good at it. I'm not, smart in that type of way.
Yeah.
But I'm intelligent in a lot of different ways.
Absolutely.
So I don't think that you're dumb or you're stupid or whatever. I think that you were born to lead this path and you chose it and you're living it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I mean, you could always get more educated, but you like to live a more laissez-faire, like, you like to be a little oblivious to stuff, which...
Yeah, that's the perfect way to put it.
More oblivious.
I like to pretend it's not happening because I don't want to hear about it. It's so sad.
It is sad.
And I feel like I'm helpless. I can't do anything about it. Like, don't even get me started on, we'll have to do a whole segment on, like, environment. Don't even get me started.
It's hard to feel helpless, but it's also almost like you can't, then there are times that you can help and participate.
Right.
You won't be aware of.
Yeah.
So, like, going to rallies, going to protests, doing stuff like that, voting for the right candidate, stuff like that, you're not correctly informed on, and it doesn't help at all. So there's almost a balance that you have to.
Yeah, I know, it's so hard.
Bring.
Okay, for real now.
Sorry, for real now. I do have a really fun story. I know we've been talking about.
Yeah, but that's what the podcast is for.
I know.
It's like for you to have a script, but get off on different tangents and then come back.
Yeah.
I mean, the podcasts I watch, I like that about them. So.
No, I do.
Okay, cool. So.
Anyway, so this is really fun. Have you? I was just going through a McDonald's drive-through the other day.
Okay.
And
you didn't get me fries?
No.
When was this?
It was last night. And I got a McFlurry.
Oh, yes, I was on the phone with you when you ordered it.
Yes, I got a McFlurry. And
the freaking McFlurry machine's always broken.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, have you ever been
to
a McDonald's?
Yes, a billion times.
And their ice cream machine's broken?
A billion times.
So.
And my ass drives to the one that's on the other side of town.
Just to get the
ice
cream? Oh my God. So actually, the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, is asking the same exact question, and they have started an inquiry into why the ice cream machines at McDonald's are always broken.
It's literally always broken. And you want to know what my theory is before you read the facts?
Yeah, what's your theory?
Okay, so for me, most of the time,
Yeah.
when they're down, oh, sorry, ma'am, the ice cream machine's down.
Yeah.
It's late at night, because what do you want at midnight? You want a cone.
You want a shake. You
Right.
want
Yeah.
a McFlurry. You want something that's second.
Now, not to say that, like, it's one hot summer day and I take the kids, when I say kids that I nanny, through the drive-thru to get dollar cones. I'm a cool nanny, you know?
Yeah.
Not to say that that's, yes, it's happened before. I'm just telling you, in my experience, most of the time, it's at freaking nighttime. And you want to know what I've put two and two together? Because I'm a smart gal. They're closing up for the night, and they clean the machine early because they don't want to deal with it, and they don't want to clean it when they close, because hours have changed from COVID, but this still happened before COVID.
Wait, yeah.
And they don't want to clean the machine, so they're doing it earlier so that when it's time for them to clock out, they're boogieing.
That's an interesting point. So actually, it does have to do with cleaning the machine.
Thank you.
But to be clear, it is not, exactly like that. So technically, all of McDonald's franchises have Taylor Company. Their gear. Not gear, but like their machines are manufactured by the Taylor Company.
Okay.
And these particular machines are crucial because they make the soft serve ice creams and the milkshakes and everything. But because of like how specific they are, they're really complicated to clean. And they have to be every 2 weeks taken apart, thoroughly cleaned, and then put back together. But also, because how complicated they are also easily mishandled and broken.
So you're telling me the effers behind the counter are not cleaning the machine properly and are breaking it?
No, well, yeah.
They're trying to go quickly or whatever?
Well, it's not even that it's quick. It's that these machines are super complicated.
Oh, they're finicky.
And these minimum wage workers, they're not easy to understand. So
wait, actually, you can get more than minimum wage at McDonald's?
Really?
Yeah, and they pay for college classes too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do. Okay, great.
So it's super hard to service because every repair has to be conducted by one of Taylor's certified technicians.
Ridiculous.
Which it takes sometimes weeks for the technician to get out and repair.
Of course. You know what? Of course McDonald's has a freaking specific ice cream machine where only certain people can fix it.
I know, right? So it's like almost like confusing.
Why did they pick that?
Exactly. And so 2 years ago, to fix it, a startup company called 𝐜𝐿 released a device that McDonald workers could use to diagnose and repair the Taylor machines themselves. But Taylor Company and McDonald's corporate said, no, you can't do that. That is dangerous, and confiscated most of the devices. Then 𝐜𝐿 filed a lawsuit against Taylor, and then the judge sided with the company, the startup company, saying that there was a restraining order put on Taylor and they needed to return all their devices, and said that McDonald workers can, use them if they wanted to.
Good, they should.
Because it would make it easier for that.
Yeah, and I need my ice cream.
Yeah, so essentially I think the problem is like they use these machines that because they're versatile to make milkshakes and sundaes and all these things, they're hard to clean, they're hard to repair. So a lot of times if they have a repair out or if they just didn't clean it, they don't have time to, they're just going to say it's broken. And that's why we run into so many issues. And a lot of franchise owners too are not as educated. Like I think McDonald's corporate also has a bad gap in education for their franchise owners and employees. And it's a little out of date, which is why the Federal Trade Commission contacted franchise owners over this past summer looking for information about it and why it was happening. And in July, the commission announced it would increase law enforcement efforts against manufacturers that imposed repair restrictions on businesses and government agents and workers and consumers. So repair restrictions as in the Taylor Company technicians can be the only ones to repair it.
Whatever, it sounds like a lot of restrictions for my McDonald's sundae.
It sounds so much more complicated than you would think for like an ice cream machine.
Literally.
So much. But then...
Okay, well that was cute.
Yeah, the result, this is the result. McDonald's actually came out and said they do not believe that they're under FTC investigation and that it was, that they've heard nothing corporate-wise. And they said, this is the official statement, nothing is more important to us than delivering on our high standards for food quality and safety, which is why we work with fully vetted partners that can reliably provide safe solutions at scale, which is basically just a bunch of bullshit saying like, we have safe stuff and we, vet our, our technicians and everything.
Yeah.
But then they said they understand and that they're going to work on solutions, including training workers.
Whatever.
What are these solutions? I'd like to know how they're gonna get our freaking ice cream machines
I know.
back up.
It's like every other time I go, oh, sorry, ma'am, we don't have ice cream right now.
They said, so they're gonna work on new training for workers. I would love to see that, sure. And then they're
gonna hire an IT tech.
Sure.
For the McDonald's.
They're gonna have their workers sit and watch a video. Of course. I watch those videos when I worked at a grocery store.
Yeah.
And then do regular maintenance checks on the machines, which if it was already so hard to get a Taylor technician and took weeks for them to come repair it, how often do you think these maintenance checks are going to be happening?
No, they're not.
Not often.
No, not often.
I'm just like, I hope that the FTC does say like, McDonald needs to get its shit together because I think consumers are the reason that this whole freaking thing got started because there's so much online about it.
Yeah, I'm sure like Twitter and all that blew up.
Social media blew it up. There's so many memes online about broken
ice cream machines.
It's insane. So hopefully I'm hoping the FTC says something and maybe McDonald's changes its freaking machines to something easier.
There's so many McDonald's out there. Think about how many machines they'd have to like replace.
It would be like a multi-year effort. It would have to be,
Yeah.
That's
okay,
true.
well, cute little story. I loved that. We should have that like every week, like a cute little. Something that's like light.
Something that's light. It is light.
Love that.
But I had my last story today is something that in a world of science, which you are not a science gal.
Nope.
But have you ever seen Jurassic Park?
Yes.
Do you love it?
So funny story. The original Jurassic Park, my dad took my brother to see it in the movie theater. Actually, can you do a quick Google search on when that came out?
Yeah, of course.
So my dad took my brother to the movie theater to see it, and I vividly remember this. They begged me to go. Like, my mom, wanted us to be a family.
1993. This is aging you.
Oh, 1993. That couldn't have been when Okay, I don't know why.
Yeah, because how old were you then?
No, I was born in 95. My brother was born in 96. So I don't know why this was in the movie theater, but I vividly remember my dad
It could have been the second one.
No, it wasn't. I swear to you. I vividly remember my dad taking my brother to see this movie. And they wanted me to go.
Jurassic Park World is 1997. The second movie.
Okay, maybe it was. I don't know. But I did not want to go. I was terrified.
And 3 is in 2001. So it could have been 3.
Okay, could have been 3.
Anyway, sorry, you were terrified.
I didn't want to go. I was scared. I was terrified. I knew it was about dinosaurs who, would pop out at you and, all this stuff, So my mom and I didn't go.
Okay.
My brother and my dad did. Fast forward to my adulthood, and Ryan, my boyfriend, finds out I haven't seen the movie.
Oh,
and
God.
he's like, what is wrong with you? You have to see the movie. To this day, I have not seen the original because, I'm just so freaked out by it. But I have seen the new one.
You're 26 years old, Emmy.
I know, but I've seen the new one. So I've seen Jurassic World, the new one, with, the rides and the amusement park.
I think there's 6 in total. There's 3 old ones and 3 new ones.
Yeah. Wow.
Which I don't know. Did the latest one come out? No, it's coming out in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah. The 6th installment is coming out in 2022.
Got it.
But I happen to actually know quite a bit about Jurassic Park because my ex was a fanatic.
Really?
And I had never seen Jurassic Park. I was just too young for it. But I watched, I think all 4, up to Jurassic World. I don't think I saw Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but I've seen all 4. 1, 2, 3, and then the newest adaptation. So I do know quite a bit. I think the premise of the first movie is that they took DNA from fossils that was preserved because, of time and everything.
Yeah.
They took that DNA and they spliced it together with living creatures.
Yeah, I know the gist.
Yeah, and I'm explaining it for anybody.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I'm like, it's all about me. I know what this is about. Move on. Also,
and they basically created like a similar in DNA hybrid animal that can be created in lab, and they're born through an egg.
Yeah.
Is the premise.
Yeah. For our YouTube watchers, I'm so sorry. I keep yawning.
Oh, you're fine.
I can't.
It is 10:45. We're gonna start at 8, but there were so many things we had to do
To like get ready.
around.
And like teacher Emily, like she goes to bed by like 9:30, 10.
And business student Abby stays up till about 2, 3 a.m. every night.
So we have to find a happy medium.
Yeah, we do.
But I'm sorry.
We're usually not going to record this late.
But I just needed to tell our viewers, aka your mom, that I'm really sorry I'm
Hi,
yawning.
Mom, if
I
you're
can't
watching.
stop yawning. I apologize. Anywho,
We're almost done. It's fine. We have like one more story. So,
I thought this was it.
yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the story, yeah. So, there's this company called Colossal. It sounds like literally the premise to Jurassic Park. They want to recreate and bring to life a woolly mammoth. They found woolly mammoth DNA, and they want to de-extinct the mammoth, and using the same type of hybridization technology from Jurassic Park.
That's crazy.
To splice its DNA and create one.
How do you think like the directors and producers of that movie are? No, it wouldn't be the directors and producers. It would be the writer, right?
Writers, yeah.
Who came up with this idea? Now we like look how many years later? 20,
30 years.
Yeah, 30 years later, now we actually have the technology to like maybe do that.
It's insane.
Like something that was like their figment
of imagination.
Yeah, like something that was like, we should make this movie and it'll be so sci-fi, and now it's like real.
Yeah. I'm sure
That's
there were some, because there's gene splicing going on back then, but not at the level of like.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. So I'm sure they was based off some science, but they're like, we're never going to get to this point. 30 years later, we're creating woolly mammoths, which is insane to me. So essentially, they think that restoring the woolly mammoth has the potential to revitalize the Arctic grasslands, which has major climate change combating properties, including carbon sequestering, methane suppression, and light reflection.
That sounds environmentally friendly.
So they want to bring the woolly
Methane
mammoth.
suppression. We're all gonna die.
No, I think the idea is that they want to create this woolly mammoth because they think it'll be better for the environment. They think that the factors of the animal will help with climate change.
How?
And what they said, carbon sequestering, methane suppression, light reflection, things I sure I could explain if I read into it, but stuff I can't explain.
Got it.
But essentially they just think it.
Okay, well if these woolly mammoths are gonna help me feel better about recycling my trash that probably no one else does.
Well, that's the release from the company. That's what the company is saying. That's like, this is going to change the world. I'm sure that there's some kind of mad scientist behind it that wants to do that.
Yeah, of course.
But, a dissenting opinion is like, oh my God, this is insane.
Yeah, you're like
Why
altering.
Are we doing this?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
To be fair, too, they already have had $15 million in private investment.
Jeez Louise.
So it's not like that they're like just a
Can
startup.
we like, I don't know, feed people in third world countries with that money?
Can we like not bring back an ancient animal and just like try and solve our problems here?
No kidding.
First?
No kidding.
Like there's already so many animals extinct.
I know.
Why can't we work on hybridizing current animals that are becoming extinct?
That are endangered.
Yeah. Because like that's what the dissenting opinion is saying. Like the African white rhino, of which there are only 2 females remaining, they could be so helpful to bring them back from the brink of extinction by hybridizing those, which are already parts of our ecosystem.
There's no
now.
males?
No, there's males, but there's only 2 females, which can create babies.
Oh, duh.
So I'm saying like,
where do these 2 female rhinos live?
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. African white rhino. They're found in 2 different regions in Africa. I assume
There's only 2 left in the world.
2 females.
That's crazy.
Now there are only 3 individuals left on Earth, all of them in captivity.
Good, because they're protecting them.
Yeah, but it's almost like, why are we doing it on a far extinct animal when we could save the extinction of animals?
Right. I mean, I'm sure for scientists, it's like a big deal. And I get it. Like, if it actually goes through.
It is a big deal, but it's also dangerous and it's unknown.
Totally.
And we've so easily, not easily, but there's a lot of examples of hybridizations we've done. Ligers, lion and tigers, like all kinds of different examples. For like them to use that to help animals that do exist that are becoming extinct would be a lot more feasible as a starting point.
Totally.
Than bringing back a 10,000-year-old animal.
Right.
So that's the idea. But also they're saying, like, this is a company that is saying that we shouldn't do this. The ecosystem the woolly mammoth used to be a part of has changed
Jurassic Park
drastically since the last one succumbed to the warmer climates. Nobody really knows what's going to happen if they're reintroduced to Siberia where they used to live. They used to chew mostly on tundra grasses, but they also ate many other species of plants that don't exist. And then also the idea of eating existing plant species could
change our whole ecosystem.
Deplete the food source of other animals, cause disaster.
Yeah, it's like you don't fuck with the ecosystem.
No,
you don't take things out. You don't add them in.
I feel like the ecosystem without humans handles itself
pretty
well.
Yes.
And we fuck things up.
Yes, totally.
We
totally
cause climate change. We deforest.
I know.
It's insane. So
we got to do an environment segment because
that's on you, babe.
I will tip off.
That's on you.
All right. We could have my brother on as a guest speaker.
Oh yeah, that might be interesting.
Yeah.
So just like the missing links in dino DNA that were replaced with frog DNA in Jurassic Park, Colossal wants to replace any mammoth DNA that has been forever lost with time with elephant DNA. And then put it back in Siberia and say, bye-bye. Maybe they'll make an amusement park out of it.
Literally.
It's like, I just remember the movie and I'm like, why are we choosing to do this? Why?
I know.
Wasn't that a warning enough?
Right. Totally.
So like,
but they're not dangerous, are they?
Woolly mammoths are huge.
But they're not dangerous.
They don't eat humans, but if...
Maybe this one will.
Yeah, exactly. Who the fuck knows what this is going to do?
But elephants don't eat humans, so...
But you don't know. Like, if you put it in a certain ecosystem, it's entirely new DNA.
Yeah, totally.
So the whole thing is this... It's very early stages. Will they be... Well, the other thing is I saw dinos are born in eggs. This one, woolly mammoths are born in wombs, so you have to find a womb big enough for a 2,000-pound woolly mammoth to grow in it. So they still have a lot of issues to sort out. But we'll end on like, can Colossal do it? I feel like not in the next 2 to 3 years. I feel like it might be a 5-10 year thing we might see.
We'll see.
I think it definitely is possible.
Yeah,
as technology advances.
Yeah.
But should they? Personally, I'm of the opinion I don't think it does that much help unless there's a significant study that comes out. It's like it's gonna change the world. I don't think we should mess with that kind of stuff. That causes so much voodoo. That's bringing back dead, extinct animals. It's like you're messing with Mother Nature.
Totally, you're totally
Don't fuck
messing
with Mother Nature.
She will come back and she's fierce.
That's why she's killing us all slowly.
Literally. Well, your drink's gone.
My drink is empty.
My drink's empty.
So we'll close it out.
We shall.
I'm terrified if all of a sudden tomorrow I hear that they actually made a woolly mammoth. I'm scared. Because I feel like they say Siberia, but what happens if it rushes through my apartment?
Now she's not gonna go to sleep tonight.
No. That's what scares me. Like scary movies don't scare me. Blood and gore don't scare me, but the thought of a woolly mammoth charging through my door in the middle of the night, that scares me.
Okay, well on that note.
Thank
you for watching or listening. We appreciate you still with us 54 minutes later.
I didn't think I could talk this long. I really didn't.
We could talk for hours.
I hope you guys enjoyed the stories. Please let me know in the comment section if you have any topics that you want us to discuss. We are open to a very wide range of topics.
Abby and I will talk about anything.
I chose 3 ones that are topical going on now.
Yeah, for
in
sure.
the past 2 weeks. But, we're willing to dig up old stuff.
Yeah.
My sister is super into crime podcasts. I told her that I would
Well,
talk
we
about...
like crime podcasts too.
Oh, yeah. I love it too. But she's obsessed.
Got it. She's on a different level than us.
She's on a different level.
Oh.
And that's why she wants to join the FBI, even though she has a healthcare administration degree.
That's so
I'm like,
funny.
how could the FBI use you? But, so I think we might talk about a few interesting crimes here
Yeah, I
and
love
there.
that.
Just some fun stuff, and
We'll do some
stories.
lighter things too.
Of
Some
course.
things I can relate to a little bit more.
I just really, really wanted to talk about the new abortion law.
No, and I agree. When you told me, I said absolutely.
It's
I said
just
yes.
so important. It hits hard for me.
Yeah.
And it's really important to talk about. So
Yeah. Well, you guys, you girls, you gals, you
Everybody.
humans.
humans.
We
on Earth.
love you. We appreciate you. Please follow, like, comment, post us on your social media and share. Tell your friends, your family about us. We are going to be setting up an Instagram and a TikTok. Are we doing Twitter?
I don't know. I do not go on Twitter.
I don't do Twitter.
Twitter's a shit show.
Yeah, I don't do Twitter. So we're going to be doing an Instagram and a TikTok. Hopefully once we have that going, we will put those links in the description.
Yeah.
But for now, just give us a like.
Yeah, and our schedule is going to be every Wednesday. We're going to be posting
Yep.
new podcasts, hopefully.
Every Wednesday. And then if you're into our vlogs, those are every
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, we're going to be posting vlogs every Saturday on our YouTube channel if you're listening.
Our YouTube channel is like different. It's fun.
It's more fun. We
Yeah.
also post, if you're listening on podcasts, we post the video version of this as well. So you can see
Yep.
fun faces. We might not match up to the voices. I don't know.
I think we will.
I think we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll end it at that. Thank you guys, and we will see you next week.
All right. I'm Emmy.
I'm Abby.
Bye.
Bye.